checking the condition of our power steering fluid. This is a 2012 335i with the N55 motor. So we've had the vehicle now for almost about a year, and we have no idea of the condition of the power steering fluid or if it's ever been changed or anything. But if you look on the cap here, you can see that it says CHF 11S, and that is synthetic, and that is the correct fluid that needs to be used, and it's green. So we don't even know if it was changed or if they even used the correct fluid, if it was ever changed before. So we're going to be checking the condition, the color, and just to make sure everything is okay today, we're not going to be changing the fluid, just checking the condition to see if it needs to be changed, the color of it. If it's brown, then it's going to need to be changed, and if it's the correct color, which is green, then it is okay. It's important to check your power steering fluid because power steering could be making some noise, or the power steering pump, which is located almost on the bottom of the engine there. I can't really see it, but it is in accordance to a drive belt. So you want to make sure you check it periodically. So first thing you want to do is check for any leaks. Okay, look around it. Look around the hoses, make sure there's no leaks near the hoses, and everything here looks okay, so no leaks. It's pretty common to see some dirt and residue on here, so you just want to make sure before you open the cap is to actually just wipe it down with a paper towel or shot towel. You want to make sure none of this dirt gets inside the reservoir itself, therefore that would damage your system. Now let's unscrew the cap, and it's on a cold engine, so we're going to see on the indicators where the levels are. Okay. Not sure if you can really see it, but it's where it's supposed to be at a cold engine, so it's at the bottom of the line, which is good. And I can also see the fluid in there. So now we're going to check the condition of the fluid, and we're going to use a white paper towel so we can better see it. Now you can use a turkey baster or this little suction tool, which is going to take some of the fluid out. So the power steering fluid does look dark. So it is dirty, and it is going to need to be changed. I'm going to have to remove this old fluid at some point, maybe in a couple months or so, and put some new fluid in. It's not an absolute emergency for me right now because I really don't have any signs of power steering, faulty noise or anything like that. But this fluid is dark, and I'm glad I did the checkup on it, and it's gonna need to be changed. Now you want to also make sure that you get none of this stuff on your paint, because it will destroy the paint. So I guess this gives me an opportunity for one of my future videos. So now if you needed to actually change the fluid, you would have to remove the fluid using the turkey baster or that syringe that I had, remove most of the fluid out, and then put new one back in, and actually bleed the system. You would also want to do this if you had to replace any hoses, or if you disconnect anything or change the reservoir itself. You would have to remove the fluid, bleed the system, and you would have to repeat this for probably a couple days or a few days until either the air is out of the system or most of the dirty fluid is removed from the system. For the actual bleeding procedure, so what you would do is leave the cap off, and then you would go inside the vehicle, turn the steering wheel from left to right about 10 times. And mind you, when you turn it all the way to the left or the right, you don't want to hold it for over 5 seconds, according to what the repair manual says, because that can damage your power steering pump. So you don't want to do that, but you want to turn it left to right about 10 times, and you will be able to get the air out of the system, close the cap up, and you'll be all on the way. Now, before bleeding the system, you want to make sure the vehicle is warmed up to about 90 to 110 Celsius, which is normal operating temperature, so that you're able to get all the air pockets out of the power steering system. Also, if your fan starts to run, that's when you would know that your vehicle is under normal operating temperature. And that would conclude my video. If you like this video, please hit the comment, like, subscribe button. I have more videos coming. Thank you.